Welcome back to On Air B&B Football with Brandon and Bryce. Bryce and Brandon, thank you for coming back, watching us on YouTube, listening to us on Spotify, whatever you're doing. We appreciate it. Today we're going to be coming at you with our Week 3 On Air B&B Football Game of the Week. But before we get into the video, please help us reach our goal where we want to talk to you, the fans, the players, and the coaches. We want to come out to the stadiums and tailgate and have fun, but most of all, bring you better content while doing it. You can help us reach that goal by simply hitting the like button or hitting the subscribe button. Do both, please. Let's get into it, Bryce. So, game of the week, Bryce. You mind to tell us who that is?
Texans versus the Vikings.
Texans at the Vikings. Okay. So, what's the reports on Justin Jefferson like right now? Is he playing? Because I know
he says he's playing.
Injured his quad.
He says he's playing, so I expect him to be there. Expect him to play. I think he's doing okay. So, I expect him to play.
Do we expect him to be great in this matchup? Because that Texans defense has looked pretty
good.
lethal.
Yeah, I don't know
so
if Stingley's gonna follow him on defense. I don't know if they're just gonna match him up wherever he goes. I don't know what that's gonna look like yet, but I think he'll be fine. He's been fine. He'll do fine.
The best receiver in the league. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. As for Joe Mixon, I know he got injured. There's not been any further notes about him, whether he's playing or not. But if he doesn't, it's probably gonna be a mixture of Damian Pierce coming back from being injured himself, and then Cam Akers with
Yeah. Mixon hasn't practiced all week, so
he's more than likely not playing.
Yeah, I would think it's still early in the year too. So if he's not 100%, and they still do have Damian Pierce back there and Cam Akers, who are decent backs to possibly carry the load. So I think if Mixon he hasn't practiced all week, it's probably looking.
Yeah, he'll be out. And I mean, let's give some credit to Cam Akers. The dude's blown 2 Achilles, and he still looks chucking. He still looks good. I mean,
look at JK. JK's over there.
Yeah, it's the year of the Achilles.
Yeah.
As for the Viking side of things, obviously we know about Sam Darnold. Before we get into that, I wanted to say how Brian Flores over there in Minnesota has that defense really clicking.
He does. Yeah, he's a great defensive coach.
Yeah, and Daniil Hunter's on the Texans now,
so
they know him a little bit. But I think that they have that defense really clicking over there in Minnesota. I think they could give the Texans some fits. So I think that this game is going to be a little bit of a low scoring game where you could say I guess a low scoring shootout. I know it doesn't really make sense, but what I'm trying to get at is I think that they look like they're going to move the ball, and it may be like field goals or takeaways, whatever, because both of these defenses are clicking right now.
Yeah.
And both of the offenses have looked good so far. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe this game is like a 24-21 or maybe even like a 21-17, something along those lines.
Yeah, I feel like the Texans offense it's been good, but I don't think it has been what we thought it would be so far, maybe.
I think week 1 it was.
Well, yeah, week 1 it was, but I just don't know, like, you're expecting we were probably expecting this Texans team to be scoring 30 points a game probably by now, and, but they have had some tough defenses to play against. The Colts are a solid team. It's a divisional game, and then the Bears defense, which is one of the best in the league.
Them and the Steelers.
So you have that. So this Vikings defense is another decent test. It's played better than we thought this year.
A lot better.
Yeah, but on the other side of the ball, Sam Darnold has played very good football. As long as Justin Jefferson's there, they'll be fine. Aaron Jones had a little bit of a tweak, I think, early in the season, but
Ty Chandler got a lot of the work.
And so they're running the ball decent. There is no Jordan Addison on the other side of the ball too. He's probably going to be out this week too.
Jalen Naylor coming up big.
He's going there. So I'm kind of agreeing with you. It's probably going to be mid-20s. I feel like it's going to be a close game. I feel like.
Right. And I mean, you talk about Sam Darnold, right? So everybody's looking at Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield and these quarterbacks that have struggled a little bit throughout their careers, kind of having a huge resurgence this year. I mean, Baker, yes, he did it last year, but it's kind of continuing this year. So with Sam Darnold specifically, obviously he was with the Jets and then Carolina, and nothing worked out because both of those teams are not very good places for quarterbacks to be. But also another thing is what a lot of people don't realize is that over the past 10 years or so, the NFL has geared more towards running a zone defense. and now they're switching it back to man.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have enough elite players like these defenses do, they're just going to start running man. Well, it just so happens to be for Sam Darnold the few times in his career where he's had a really good game, like 250 to 300-yard games, it's been against man coverage.
Yeah.
And anytime it's zone coverage, you've seen he's struggled. Now, it's not saying that teams still don't run any zone coverage because they do mix it up, but it's at least giving Sam Darnold a lane to do what he does best, I guess.
Yeah, you definitely see in college a lot. You see the top defenses in college, they play man defense because it if your guys can lock up on the outside, that frees up your rushers, that frees up your linebacker. Like it helps that defense so much when your cornerbacks and stuff can play, and linebackers can play man defense. But it's if your teams can do that, it's big.
Yeah. And I mean, this has got to be what Sam Darnold's been praying for.
Yep.
So maybe he didn't know it and he just thinks he's that good, but who knows? I'm rooting for him. So
Yeah.
I think we all are. Yeah. I mean, as for Darnold, put your bets on comeback player of the year.
There you go.
I think that he will at least maintain somewhat of a. He might struggle in this game and against good defenses, but I think he's gonna be.
He's gonna be a starter all year. JD McCarthy's out, so
he'll be pretty much what we've seen, I believe.
Yeah.
Can't be worse than Nick Mullins, so he's not losing his job.
There you go.
But that wraps it up for us today. That's our on-air B&B Week 3 Game of the Week. Leave in the comments what you thought about our Game of the Week, our picks, what you think. Leave in the comments what you want to see for future videos. And before we get out of here, please help us reach our goal where we want to be able to talk to you, the fans, the players, and the coaches. We want to come out to the stadiums and tailgate and do all that fun stuff, but also, and most of all, bring you better content while doing it. So you can help us reach that goal by simply hitting the like button, subscribe button, and share with everybody you know, whether they like football or not, because everybody likes Sam Darnold playing against man coverage.
Yes, they do.
Thank you, guys. See you next time. Peace out.